What's up, guys? It's Jordan Abbott, the Alabama Angler. I want to take just a few moments and explain to you the new hottest lure in my fishing arsenal. New to me, maybe new to some of y'all. Some of y'all know it and already love it. Some of y'all don't know it and you're about to love it. It's the chatterbait. This thing puts fish in the boat. There's no doubt about it. There's no super special way to work it. It's not a tough lure to manage. It's pretty simple and it's pretty effective. Chatterbait fishing, baby. I'm telling you, it does work. It does work. All right, so the chatterbait's basically a jig. It's just a hunk of lead with a hook in it. It's got a skirt on it. What makes it different is this little blade right here on the front side of it. Let's get one here. This blade right here is the only thing different. Other than that, it's just a jig. This is one of the weedless versions by Z-Man, so it's got these two wires right here to help it not get hung up on wood and all that, but it's just a jig with a blade on the front. You tie to the front of that blade, so as you're pulling it through the water, this blade is just wobbling back and forth. It's putting off the vibes and sensation as the same as a small bait fish or prey fish trying to get away, and the bass can't stand it. Chatterbait, baby. On the chatterbait, baby. Chatterbait. It's a perfect hook set right in the lip, right in the top, on the chatterbait. One of the biggest tips when using any lure, but especially with this chatterbait, is try to make it enter the water as unnoticeable as possible. I see a lot of people throwing their lures and their casts and this big overhand rainbow cast that goes 25, 30 foot up in the air. Comes back and it lands on the water like a brick. Try not to do that. Try to learn you a little bit different cast where you're keeping it right up over the water. I prefer the little underhand loop. It stays pretty close to the water and you can get pretty good at it where it just barely kisses the surface when it enters. That way, if there's a fish close by, he's a lot more likely to come and investigate that instead of it being a big old plop. So my biggest tip of the day is going to be work on you a cast that gets your lure into the water as silent as possible. It's very beneficial. Now I run it on fluorocarbon line here at the lake that I fish most because it's a pressured lake. You could run it on braid. I don't see any problem with that. But I think the fish here see a lot of lures, so they look at everything they eat 10 times before they actually eat it. So I'm just trying to give myself every advantage by using fluorocarbon line. When I do that, I use 15 pound, no less.
You're gonna be setting the hook hard. You're gonna be running across stumps, running across logs and hitting everything. So you want something a little bit thicker to take some of that abuse. Don't forget to retie about every third or fourth fish. Basically run your fingers down your line. When you get close to your hook, if you start feeling a bunch of nicks and abrasions, it's time. You don't need to try to catch another one. You need to go ahead and retie, get you some fresh line up there to take the abuse.
Another one on the chatterbait. Changed up the trailer with a little paddle tail on it. Got him.
Alright guys, this is a chatterbait. This is the Z-Man chat camera chatterbait. It's not the only chatterbait you need to buy or anything, but it is one of the best ones. I prefer the clear lip. You get the vibration, but you don't get the flash. I think it kind of adds to its effectiveness.
On the chatterbait, baby. Look at that. Right through the lip, right through the top. Chatterbait, baby. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, baby. Can you see it? Oh, man. Do you see that? Do you see that on the chatterbait, baby? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Alright guys, today has been a great day for the chatterbait. Don't pay attention to my trailer, it's all ate up, but chatterbait fishing. Today I've probably caught around 20, 18 to 20, all on the chatterbait, and I just want to show you how I cast it, how I do it, what I'm doing. As you see, we've got grass coming out into the lake. The bank is, 20 foot inside of this grass. In places it's 40 foot. The bank's actually 40 foot away from the grass. And so they're all in there. They're all in there in the shade, and they're just taking advantage of all the little creatures that's also in there. Your chatterbait's gonna be one of those creatures. I like to get it low to the water and let it barely enter, just enter silent almost. And then I'm gonna pull it, and I'm feeling it vibrate, and I'm stopping while I'm reeling up that slack. Sometimes I'll do a very slow, steady retrieve. I think the biggest key is landing in the water right. If you can practice a low cast where it doesn't, what I call rainbow up to the sky and come back down and hit the water like a bowling ball. You want to keep it low. Practice that underhand toss where it just barely enters the water. I call it kissing the water. You want it to kiss the water as it's entering. Most of my fish today have been silent entrance, and then within a foot of it moving. I'm talking about it being in the water a second but it entering the water the right way, where it doesn't spook them. It makes them come investigate. And all you're gonna do, you're gonna throw this in every little pocket, every little blade of grass you see. You throw over here and you don't catch it, you move down 4 foot and throw it again. And again, every cast you're working on that silent entrance. It's just an underhand. You're just gonna pitch it in there real slow and soft. And it hits the water like a bait fish jumping out instead of a bowling ball falling in.
Chatterbait. On the chatterbait, baby.
How you do it, boys? I mean, another one on the chatterbait. That's like 23. I don't even know. On the chatterbait, baby. On the chatterbait. You see it in his mouth, guys. Absolutely a pig. Another one on the chatterbait, guys. Very effective lure, very effective. Just let it kiss the water and you pull it back to you slowly. As long as you feel it vibrating, it's doing its job. Thank you, buddy. As you probably have found out, there's a ton of different chatterbaits to choose from out there. A ton of different brands, ton of different colors. I've bought them all, just about every one I can find, all different brands and different variations. I have found, me personally, the Z-Man jackhammer is a little bit better quality than the rest because you can move it a lot slower in the water and it still vibrates, which equals more fish to me because that's going to keep it in the strike zone that little bit longer. So if you have a hesitant fish or a fish that needs to decide if he wants that or not, you're giving him a little bit more time with that jackhammer because you can run it so slow. The other ones, you have to run it fast, a little bit faster, which just equals a little less time in the sight of the fish. So keep that in mind. Now, color choices, blade choices. Here's a quick run through. If it's a cloudy day, I'm probably gonna go with that clear blade. There's no sense in having a shiny blade on there because there's no reflection from the sun for it to be shining. So a clear blade makes it look a little bit more natural. If there's no sun, I'm going clear and I'm trying to match what they're keying in on. The other day they were keying in on bluegill. It's early June, we've had a bluegill spawn, so they were looking for bluegill, so I gave it to them 30, 35 times. It was a great day. If it's shad that they're working on, I'm going with a silver blade and a silver, little white or silver chatterbait. I'm going to try to match that hatch the best I can. Things that maybe inexperienced anglers may not know. Sometimes when you catch a fish, as soon as he busts to the top of the water, you're going to see a little shad or something come out of his mouth. That's kind of what they do sometimes. So if they've been down there gorging, when they come up and break that surface for the first time because they're on your lure, you're gonna see things, you can see things come out of their mouth. A lot of times that's what they've been eating. So if that's little bits of red, that's gonna be they're eating crawfish. If it's little bits of white coming out, they're gonna be most likely keying in on shad. you can take that information and use it. So you know if you see shad coming out that they're keying in on something white, something 3 inches. So give them that. If it's bluegill coming out, you know that they're keying in on something green, blue with a little orange speck or something like that. So give it to them. It's just that simple. So always stay aware. Always be looking and taking in information and thinking about it. The water will tell you what they want. You just got to pay attention. If you like this video as much as I like making it, please hit the like and subscribe button. It's just gonna make it that much more fun for me to keep giving you the content you enjoy. Thank you and God bless.